Okay, let's start. So, good morning to all people in the Eastern time zone and good evening to all the people in the Indian time zone. I'm Sharon Armagam. Today, we are going to do on a webinar on Space Generation Advisory Council. So today I will take all the webinars about the mentorship programs and all the future prospects on career development and everything. Shweta, you can go to next slide. Okay. So about today agenda on topic one, I will tell about myself, and topic two, let's discuss about why I'm so interested in space technologies, and topic three, the main agenda of the webinar SGAC mentorship program, and topic four, as additional, I will give all the career prospects in space industries. So let me tell me about myself. So I'm currently doing my third year undergrad in aerospace engineering specialization in aeronautical engineering from Crescent University, Chennai, in India. I'm also did almost more than 5 to 6 internships in top companies, and I am also a member and panel members in more than 8 aeronautical societies, which includes the Mars Society, the Oxford Aeronautical Society, the Royal Aeronautical Society, Indian Aerospace and Aeronautical Society, and much more. So, what interested me in space technologies? It's like I can go back in like I'm in ninth standard when I was a senior prefect in my school. That time, late President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam visited our school. It was really a wonderful time because he has received more than 30 doctorates, and he's also considered as the missile man of India, the people's president. It's a really big thing. He visited our school. That time, wonders have happened. Thing is like I was the coordinator of the event, and when I was there, Abdul Kalam was walking towards me, and he asked me, "What are you?" I told I'm ambassador of my school, and he said, "No, just talk in your mother tongue because I'm also Tamil and he also Tamil, and we talk in our mother tongue." And the best part is after our conversation, like an interview, and next day morning, my photo came in the newspaper along with it. And another best part is along also with my best friends, the president and me was the best day. And why inspired him is like Abdul Kalam is one of the greatest inspiration in the aerospace industry. And like we also did a PSLV model and launched it like for 50 meters in our school. So it was really a kind of good experience, and he inspired me, asked me that what I want to do. I said like I want to be an engineer. So he asked what kind of engineer to, because my intention was to like, first of all, my intention was in nanospace technology because I was so keen in nanospace technology and getting that nanospace technology into space sectors, because that time the nanospace technology and the electric thrusters. You also know the propulsion systems are more, they are researching on the electric thrusters. So I was keen on that. So that time when I was searching for colleges, I didn't get much of exposure because people told like you should go to abroad. Otherwise, if you want to say, you should do PhD and lots of that. Because I want to do nanotechnology in space. But that time, I told him and he said like, do space aerospace engineering. There are lots of opportunities, and if you want to go to like, you can do it also. I'm also want to mention that irrespective of any field you are there, like whether you're a MBA student, whether you're a computer science student or a electronics student or a space engineering student, whatever student, you can get a job and a well secured future in space industry, because the space industry is so vast like the space, and you can easily secure any jobs there. So after that, when I joined Crescent University, because it was one of the best university and has the best faculty in the southern part of the India, and after that I was starting. So I got my HOD worked in NASA through SAS Technologies, and it was really inspirational for me. So after that, I starting to search. I want to do something in my life, so I just started for internships, and main part is like aerospace engineering is like it's a very vast subject. If you want to take something like a peculiar subject, you need to find what subject pattern you need. So I was searching for a thing, and I was keen interest in aerodynamics and propulsion. And the propulsion and aerodynamics are the main two parts for your space technologies, because re-entry vehicles mainly depends on the aerodynamics and the launch vehicle depends on mostly on the propulsion. So I was so strong in those field, and I started to working on that, and started doing internships on those field. Like my advice is to like maximum by your second year, please find what your field is, because after your second year your subjects will be so tough, and your subjects will be packed enough. So internships you want to do internships, because if you are going to do MS or a PhD, it will be more useful if you're doing in a peculiar subject or in a current path. So after that I'm doing I think everyone knows about the Mars Society, and last month the Mars Society conducted a convention for almost 4 days. Almost 150 speakers came there. It was really a big thing, and I was part of the panel member. And the best part is I got to ask a question for Elon Musk. Elon Musk is really a big inspiration for me, and it was like Elon Musk and most of the big speakers came inside, and I was really fascinated to ask questions about the space technologies, and they were also expanding a lot. I will tell you about the careers prospects and what and all it said in the official. Okay, Shweta, you can go to the next slide. Shweta, you can go to the next slide. I will explain about the mentorship program. Shweta, yeah, sure. Thank you. So today's webinar on the agenda, Space Generation Advisory Council. What is this? Space Generation Advisory Council is like the support of the United Nations. Like it's a part of the United Nations NGO. I don't know how many of you attend the Model United MUNs, like model conferences, because United Nations conference it give you a global exposure. So in that prospect, the space technology was also a keen main part in the United Nations, because you have the UNESCO, because the UN launched the space station, which consists of almost seven space agencies. So space technologies is also a big thing in UN, and the main part is they also trying to keep a peace between the nations. Like because many nations they start to have a cold war in the space technologies, because the cold war has main part in the space technologies. So they also started to maintain the peace, and main thing they want to educate the youngsters and the future students and the entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurship in space technology is growing rapidly in the past 10 years. After that you can see I also highlighted the code, because SGAC main headquarters is in Vinia. So in 1999, what was their declaration when they're starting the SGAC? To create a council to support the United Nations Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space through raising awareness and exchange of fresh ideas by the youth. The vision is to employ the creativity and the vigor of youth in advancing humanity through the peaceful uses of space. So, according to this idea, they just started this HSC, and they conducted almost several hundreds of webinars and thousands of programs. You can also please check their website. And main thing is like when you check their website, and please try to find faculty members and the core team members. Why I'm saying this, like when you find their emails, just try to uh, email them with a proper manner. If even if you don't know how to do an email, just take some courses in Coursera. They're all courses from Coursera, from Georgia Tech University, and many university offering how to do a professional email. Because when you professionally email someone, it should be like crisp. And because why I'm saying like to email everything, because you will get a international exposure. Thing like if you're having a big person or a big faculty, and they are emailing you, and you get the chance, and you get a project to work on them, an international project to work on them, it's a really big thing. I got many projects like this. So do networking as much as possible, mainly through LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is one of the best social media I've seen now. Because it's like if you're going after your, if you're doing completed your bachelor's degree, I sure that LinkedIn will be your favorite social media. So the next slide, please. Okay. The main part, the SGAC is working with UNASA and UN Corpus. The UNOSA is United Nations Office of Outer Space Affairs, and the UN Corpus is United Nations Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space. I should mention about these two because when you do any projects on HGC, they just find out the best persons and best ideas because they offer several projects. They also take the best ideas to the inner sub. Think like uh, think like you get a project and you did well and you also have a good idea, and the UN committee just wants your idea to be applied on the global causes. It's a great thing. So just try to network as much as possible. Shweta, next slide. Thank you. Okay. So now the best part. What are the project groups you can find there? The SGAC project groups are like the commercial space, space exploration, space law and policy, ethics, human rights, small satellites, near Earth objects, space and cybersecurity, space safety and sustainability, space medicine, life sciences project group, and space technologies for Earth applications. Let me explain. Just they give me 2 to 3 minutes. I will explain everything because main thing is you need to find which uh, area you're interested in because many students just come and study aerospace engineering. Seriously, I've seen many one thinking like after doing aerospace engineering you can get a job in pilot. You can, yeah, it's gonna laugh, but it's true. People are thinking after doing your bachelor's in aerospace engineering you can do get your pilot license. Pilot license is different. After your high school itself you can get your pilot license. Even someone thinks you can get a job in ground handling and in the aviation sector. See, like aerospace industry is mainly depend on space industries and astronautics. Also in aerospace in like Boeing and Airbus companies do hire you for aerospace industries and aeronautics. But in aviation industry you need to do courses on like ground handling, which is like 6 months to 1 year maximum, and like air traffic control. So there are separate courses for that. For that you doesn't need to study engineering background. It doesn't need to have engineering background. But if you want to be more keen on that, you can have an engineering background. There's no, but if you do after high school you will get job opportunities more earlier. So be planned before you apply for anything. For mainly, it's a very good advice for high school students. Please plan before joining the engineering programs because after you joined, you can change your masters, but still for 4 years you need to be so keen about your subject. Without your interest, if you join the subjects, like it will be like waste of time. So just plan yourself. Okay, so coming to commercial space, this is my best project group because I also enrolled in it. The commercial space group also hires like MBA people. If you have a degree in MBA, you can also, because the first project is like space business for commercial companies. So it's like really good projects are there for the entrepreneurships, mainly entrepreneurs who like to start new companies, and for space exploration if you want to become an astronaut after doing your PhD, because astronaut becoming an astronaut is a really big thing because NASA almost like I think it receives more than 1,000 to 2,000 applications per 6 months, I think, and 10,000 applications per 1 year. So it's really tough to become an astronaut because only 5% to 10% of them receives the selected and gets the training. Then space law and policies. I should really mention about it because the space law and policies project, because the people who are doing LLB on law and other like policies and other related fields, they can apply for it because in my Slack group, like for the SJC Slack group, they are seeing so much of people from France and other European companies are doing this space law, because now they in France they have started a space law program in masters, which you can also enroll, and you can also you work in UN because space law is directly you can get a job in UN. Is connected to like, and the ethics and human rights, of course, it's like if you have an arts background and engineering background, easily you can get into the projects. It's more about the humanity and human rights and like what are the possibilities, and it also things about the resources and other stuff. Small satellites, the biggest revolution ever came. Like for fast 10 to 20 years, the small satellites are becoming so vastly growing. and even I too did some small satellite projects, and even our college, my college also launched a small satellite. It's a really good field of study, and you can, if you're really good in designing, please go for small satellites, and even if you have a triple E or a EC background, it will be a very good field for you. And neo projects will be like moreover near earth objects, and like astronomical, moreover it's like astrophysics if you're more into physics. Because why near object is more like a peculiar and more important subjects, like let me give you an example. If now people are starting to tell why we need to commercialize Mars, we can spend those billions in earth and we can develop the earth. Yeah, it's really a good point. I don't think how much of you watched the movie Independence Day. It's like an example I'm giving you. In Independence Day movies, you can see outer space orb coming to the earth, and it's telling like, I will give you the weapons resources around the your planet. So you can see last part and last climax scene, you can see like big guns are like it's satellite guns are outside our earth orbiting, so it can protect our earth. Like that, it will take like almost another 100 to 200 years for us to achieve. But before that, now the biggest challenge we are facing is like asteroids and meteoroids, because NASA also predicted there are some asteroids is going near to the earth. So internally, if we have problem, global warming and other problem, we can easily tackle. But think about the outer space problems. We can't tackle it anyhow, because think if a asteroid is sitting in a specific ocean or near the any Europe countries, or even in Asian countries or in the American countries, what happens? Loss of billions and billions of life. Before that, it eventually happens. Maybe like the many years are there, but think if we commercialize Mars and we have a chance to go there. And the main part why we are commercializing mainly on Mars is like Earth and Mars have same geometrical and same characteristics moreover. But the only thing is there will be insufficient of oxygen, but still scientists are mainly working on that. And maybe you can see SpaceX or Elon Musk is doing a lot of things and commercializing Mars. Even is working on a Starship, which will like launch like next year, and another like 2022. I'm thinking. So they are having testing, and every test was successful. So cybersecurity and space, it's a really good field for computer science and IT students. You can really go there, because security is really a big challenging thing in the world of internet. So people who are really interested, please go. And space safety and sustainability, people are did masters and PhD in the environmental sustainability and many field. You can join the projects there. And space medicine, life and science project groups, like people are really good in biomedical and bioengineering, biotechnology, and biomedical engineering. You can do, because you also know every time when astronauts goes to space, there will always be one biological astronaut to do the biological researches and other stuff. So if you are really interested in astronautical projects, and please go there. And space technologies for earth applications engineers, this is a big field for you. And let me tell you a big advantage in joining SAGC project groups is like, you can select your own projects. If you don't like those projects, and if you have your own idea, you can tell them that you want to do project in this area. They are ready to give the project. They give ready to give mentors for you and do the project. So don't worry about like connecting them. You can easily connect them to any social media, and you can do Zoom calls, because the corona has given a biggest thing is like video calling is now becoming a fashion, and you can do them video calling anytime. So Shweta, next slide. Okay. The events and programs conducted in SAGC. First program, the most awaited SAGC mentorship program, and second is Space Generation Congress. Okay, Space Generation. I will come to the mentorship program afterwards, because it's a really big topic. In Space Generation Congress, I think like it's going to happen the space like next month, and so. If you have get a chance, please attend it, because in Space Generation Congress you can also present your papers. If you have did a review paper or a scientific paper researchers, you can also present it. And it's a congress where more than several big minds will come and big tech companies will come. You will get a really good exposure if you want to go to in real person congresses. Like this year I think it won't be a possible thing, but next year if it's happened, please go and attend it because it will be a great exposure for you. Next is the space generation workshop, mainly for the high school students. If you have really interest in space technology, please attend those workshops because before you going into an engineering college or any kind of field, knowing about the space technologies in your first year and doing some internships and researches on starting on the first year or in the sophomore year, it will be a big thing, and it also increases the interest in the subject. And SGAC is where many of the mentors and other committee people will join you and have a conversation like a cafe. And the space generation fusion forum, fusion forum is like it's the same thing, but where students, where all the students from every country, because more than 150 countries are participating in SAGC programs. So like more than 150, like today almost 15,000 members are there. So you can find more than 1,000 to 3,000, maybe 10,000 people there. You can get good networking skills. And Space Gen United. Space Gen United is another type of a congress, and where you can do workshops and lots of things will happen. I think like it will happen in every country every year. So if you really like to spend and go, you can do it. Otherwise, even they are launching some online events. You can do those also. Shweta, next slide, please. Yeah, thank you. Okay, the hottest topic today: SAGC mentorship programs. So about the program, let me tell you about the program. The mentorship program is like let me give you an example. If you want to specialize in some area, or you want some guidance, if you are in a college student or you have a high school student, you don't know what to do, you always need some guide to guide you in your life. So the mentorship programs give every opportunity for you to do that, because the mentorship program not only recruits the mentees, it's also recruits the mentors, because the core committee is consists of like 3 to 4 people. Like I know, like Kathleen Minka ma'am, Shana Unsman and Victoria ma'am, they are the core committee people, and they having like 10 to 15 like people in every country as their core committee people, because you will contact them frequently in your Slack, because everything happens in Slack. If you have a good please download the Slack and get used to it, because everything, most of the communications will happen to Slack. So another thing is like the mentors. If you have elder one who did a PhD, or you have a experience more than 15 to 20 years in space industries, please come forward, because there are many mentees waiting for you to get guided. So about my experiences, it's like I should say, like when you're my first biggest experience, like when doing the application time, because when you're applying, please be more careful when you're applying, because sometimes you might not get, and most probably you will get 90% you will get. But for the questions, you no need to upload your resumes, but they'll ask some questions like what's your interest, why you need a mentorship program, and what kind of mentor you need, and what kind of mentee are you, what's your favorite subjects, and everything about you. When you're writing, they also have some word limits, like 300 to 1000 word limits. So please make use of it. Take a update time and spend more time on, because the application you are giving will get accepted. Also, that application will give you the mentor what you want, because after that you can't go and change. I want a mentor, like you can request, but when the mentorship, like it's a mentor matching will happen. So that time when the mentor matching will happen, you can't go and request for them, because the mentor matching will be like almost for 3 weeks. It will happen like for 3 weeks. It's like basically how it happen, like it's like a Tinder date, or like example, you can take a Tinder date or some dating app. Like you have some specifications and some preferences, and another people, your mentor or will have some preference, and if you are go match, and it's a match. So like that they will match. So your expectations and your field of interest should be highlighted more when you're searching for a mentor. So after you apply your application, you should wait for like 2 to 3 days. You will get a confirmation from Kathleen Winker, and you can email her often because she will reply you more oftenly. And after that, the preliminary mentorship like matchings will start. First stage of matching will be like. Uh, they will ask you like what kind of mentor you want. You have to write in the Slack. You have to write who are you and why you're interested in space technologies and why you want to do the mentorship program. After that, they will screen your profile and they will send you like 5 to 10 profiles without name, because people think like with name, because most of our mind will be like we choose by names because they won't send the names, but they will send the qualifications, where did they study, what's their experience, and how will they benefit you, everything they will send you. And they will ask for 5 preferences, the top 5 by the most professor you want and the least professor you want by. But you need to choose your top 5 preferences, because the which professor mentor will be is like more available, they will be your mentor. So like that they will give you a code. So you write the code in the Google form and you will give it to them. And after like another 2 to 1 week or a couple of weeks, they will send you the match, which match. And you also get another part is you will also get a teammate. My teammate is Neha Chaudhary. She doing her triple A and VIT. She's really good. As she's coming from a triple A background, she is really a great space engineer than me. Because the SCGC gives you a opportunity where you can find people who are not as equal as you, but who are more than interested in you than you in space technology. Because when you find a teammate who is more interested than you will get so much of lots of interest, like what they do, like what are the internships and other stuff they did, what are the publications they did. And a better teammate is always better for your future. So like that I got a really good teammate. And my mentor, I should tell about my mentor. My mentor is Dr. Om Prakash G Kulkarni. um is from the best part is he's from my region. If you're lucky enough, you will get a mentor from your region. So because it's not about always getting your mentor from your region, because the communication will be more better if it's from your region. So my mentor did his PhD from US, and he also did more than 1 or 3 publications, which is fascinating for me, because he also one of the greatest. He did main keen in aerospace engineering and electronics. He's a really good guy. And one part I should come here is like the terms and conditions, because the privacy is more. Better thing in SAGC, and one key thing in SAGC is like you can't disclose your mentorship and mentee discussions and other things to the public, because it's always between you. And first they will give the like the contact information of the mentor. You should contact to the mail or any kind of social media. Don't worry about giving your contact number, because if you feel comfortable with your mentor, you can give. No need of giving, but if you're interested, you can give. It's like afterwards, but you can do a Zoom call or a Google Meet often to your mentor. And also the mentor should not call the mentee often, or the mentee shouldn't call the or disturb the mentor often, because the relationship between the mentor and the mentee should be good and nice, because they shouldn't be disturbed, and also they shouldn't be disturbed, because we don't know what work we are doing. And make the best use of them, because that's the motivation of the mentorship program. So I also did my experiences and how to apply for the program. So please apply for the program and never hesitate to contact the mentors or anyone. If you are also getting some mentors on top people from LinkedIn, please message them. Don't ever hesitate, because even if they reject you will get a very good exposure, because trying nothing is never a better thing. Try, even if you lose, just try again. As long as you get the thing, try and try and try. Shweta, next slide. So, okay. Now coming to the career prospects in space industries, like if you want to, because space industry is really a vast industry, and if irrespective of your background, as I said, you know, from any background, you can enter into the space industry. And if you want going to in the government sector, you can go for ISRO in India, NASA. Then NASA is like the temple for the space industries, and Russian space industry. Russian space industry will be more keen because every astronaut will get training in the Russian space agency, as you know, and the JAXA, Australian Space Agency, Canadian Space Agency. I should tell really Canadian Space Agency because like last month I went on a virtual field trip to Canadian Space Agency. So it was really good because the fun part and the facts are like the Canadian gave the Canadian arm to the International Space Station, which is a really a good instrument because it joins and it does everything automatically to the International Space Station. And also a funny fact is like the Canadian claims that they were the first to land on the moon because the pod which land on the moon, Neil Armstrong when Neil Armstrong about to keep his first leg, when the base of the pod was made by the Canadian agency. So they claims like our pod land on the first, so we are the first people to land on moon. It's really funny thing, and like it's really enjoy thing. Like you can get a lot of international friends. I got really a lot of international from every continent, so it's also allows you to get more projects and more international exposures and more cultural thing also. And if you want to go to like private sector, SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Virgin Galactic, these are the top most three companies you can go into. And now Elon Musk also told that he doesn't need people with degree hereafter, because if you have a knowledge, you can get into SpaceX, and if you have really good knowledge, even Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic also, people they're searching, recruiting people with more knowledge. You can see this culture starts from Google, it's adapted from Google, but now every company started to looking for people with great minds. If we mention that people with great minds doesn't mean you want to have a IQ more than 120 or something. It's like a creativity. If you have a really good creativity, if you are really good in your subject, because if you have don't be a jack of all trades, because I know this subject and every subject, like just choose a subject. Even if you choose a wrong subject, don't worry, try all the subjects and choose a subject, and get strong in that. If you get strong in a subject, nobody can back you down, because if you are good in subject and if you want to do PhD, no, if you want to do a MBA, like any degrees, like even you can do online degrees in these days. Don't just waste your time, make your time more useful. And if you want to become an entrepreneur, like many young space companies are emerging these days, and they're getting lots and lots of funds. So don't always think about the salary part, think more about the job and more about the society and more about what contribution you can give to the space agencies and other fields. So that's all from my side. Thank you. And you can also contact me through these three websites and links. And if you have any queries or any suggestions, please don't hesitate to mail me or even to message me through LinkedIn or Instagram. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'll just ask you a few questions we got from beforehand while people may be typing. One question we got is, what internship or project do you plan on working in next?
Okay, for my next is like I'm planning to do an internship in my space agencies like ISRO, and I'm currently working on some papers. So I'm likely to do that because thing is like as an international students, I can't apply for NASA and other space agency because ISRO is always like a startup and they have peculiar. So I'm first planning to do some internships there, and I'm planning for higher studies abroad.
The next question we got is, what is your biggest takeaway from the program that you spoke on today?
Okay, from the SGAC mentorship program, right? Okay. The biggest takeaway is like first thing you will get how to network with people, and second thing is like from the Slack, I still like the from the Slack website, I got many friends because if you get many friends with different backgrounds, you can enrich your knowledge not only in a specific subject, you can also know about different subjects because I started doing more on computer science also and electronics also now because I also don't know because corona made it everything happen. I got many friends. That's the biggest thing, and networking was the biggest thing you can do. And you can also get so much of opportunities because the mentors are not just someone with a college degree or someone with just a experience. They have they're very good international connections. Let me give you an example. Like after mentorship program, I got almost many free tickets, which also cost like $100 to $150. I got free tickets from EO cafes and many places. So it's a really good thing to attend global webinars. And in the best part in the tickets, it's like if you attend for free, you can't ask any questions or anything. But if you paid, you can be a panel member and you can ask everything, which is a really good thing for you.
That's all the questions we had for you today. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.